Yes, greetings to all of you. Now, if you happen to have clicked on this video thinking, Spoon, are you such a conceited bastard, you're actually going to tell us you're smarter than everyone else? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. As much as I would like to, because it'll be funny. No, this is not that. Although, be warned, I'm liable to ramble a bit in this video. I'll let you guys in on something. Sometimes when I have an idea for a video on the back burner, I'll often see a comment or two on an expose that makes me think, oh, this is the universe telling me to do a video on this subject now. And no, I'm not kidding, that is genuinely how I reason a fair few of my videos at times. And someone in my comment section the other day asked me about narrative weaving and why some people just don't get it. Now, because my DMs are open on X or Discord or wherever, I'd usually get people thanking me for the content. Sometimes I get the impression I'm one of only a handful of base right-wingers on YouTube who will say the quiet part out loud, probably because I'm at a size appropriate enough to get away with it. Because how I look at content is it's just raw information, not so much entertainment. So when I look at other videos on a topic, my thought process is, what can I add to this? And if I don't think I can, I typically avoid the topic. Because if I'm just regurgitating what everybody else is already saying, I feel like I'm just nodding along at best or outright thieving content at worst. So when people tell me, but we want to hear you say it, it still doesn't quite register to me I'm the personality they want to listen to. Because if you live in a society seemingly being hurled into the ground by the deranged and insane, seeing the state of it in stunned silence might make you go crazy. So it's necessary for the preservation of one's sanity to hear a voice that also sees what you see and you aren't losing your mind. I've come to realize for many people I'm sort of a reverse therapist. Instead of you talking to the therapist talks to you going, do you see this crazy shit? Oh, you do as well. Oh, thank God, I'm not the only one. That's essentially my gig. But I would say the most frequently reoccurring theme I often get is some variation of people thanking me for stringing together what they always knew on some level but could never quite articulate. I was the one that connected the dots together. Basically, I'm the Morpheus to their Neo, to use a Matrix reference. But then the conversation goes something like this. Spoon, I got a question for you. Yeah, sure, what's up? I can't talk to regular people about politics anymore because they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Now what do I do? And to those people I say, hey, you've reached the Plato-Aristotelian conclusion that the masses are not fit to engage in politics. Well done indeed. Welcome to the club. As far as the question is concerned, maybe someone in the comment section can take a crack at it because I don't really have one definitive answer for you. If that observation dating back all the way to the days of ancient Greece is still applicable today, it lets you know this is just a mathematical reality of the mass. That reality being, the more intellectually stimulating and challenging you make any subject, the fewer people will take an interest in it, or hell, even understand it in the bloody first place. You're basically throwing minds into a sift, sorting the finer from the thick, quite literally. I even see this in my own content, something that requires above the average thinking that took more time to put together, yeah, you'll get less views. Complex work is simply not rewarded. Not to mention, you can see the disparity in the comments section. A good example of this recently was the comments on the meritocracy video I did. I even posted about it on the community tab, and other people noted the disparity in the comments as well. It's kind of depressing, actually. Or the whole Goonagate fiasco, where people couldn't separate the take from the personality, or when I said gamers are X, Y, and Z because they do A, B, and C, and then proceed to do A, B, and C, and then get annoyed when I called them X, Y, and Z. After which I had a series of bewildered folk asking me, why are they so shockingly lacking in self-awareness, and why does this topic make these people so frame-breakingly stupid? Beats me, I have no idea. Something you will notice, stupid people tend to identify themselves very quickly. They don't know when to shut up. Intelligent people do, that's the difference. This is why I said before, the easiest way to appear intelligent, don't speak on matters you don't know. For stupid people, that's a cognitive challenge. Probably because they are. But this is why you'll find so many people engaging in the slop. You get more subs, views, and money peddling sex, shock, and stupid. It's quite rare to find someone who engages in the slop and can cut a little bit deeper. Andrew Wilson is one of them. Though I don't feel he quite engages in the slop as much as he rolls the pigs in mud with his foot like a giant sausage. I've been fortunate enough to pick his brain, so I know there's more to him than the train-wrecking debating mentality he's known for. You know, knocking about the plebs on Morgan or the whatever podcast. But that's what sells better, unfortunately. But there is a lesson to be learned from Andrew, and those of you with the brain will have to come to terms with this. If you're going to deal with the masses, God bless you, learn patience, you're gonna have to learn to master the art of spotting idiots. I suspect many of you probably are already on this journey. Well, once you see they cannot get it, several things can come of their stupidity. You will get irritated if you engage the brick wall, or the brick wall will get angry and call you conceited if you simply walk away. Or if there's an audience, you can mock them for their amusement. Those are basically your only options, and you're gonna have to come to terms with that. Spend or waste your time wisely as you see fit. Either way, learn to become confident in your intelligence, and a bit of ego never hurt anyone. Especially if you can be both right and funny. Following on from this is ironically a lesson from Jordan Peterson. Just because you don't understand what somebody else is saying does not mean they're smarter than you. Maybe they're just full of shit. Which again ironically describes Jordan Peterson's current trajectory. Or James Lindsay, who sounds like a frickin' schizo. One last thing I'll end on. Finding your, well, for lack of a better phrase, intellectual kin. Many of them will be fine, for the most part, but be aware you may find a handful that, because they don't engage in normal social interactions, might come across as kind of off. Some because their brains operate at a frequency so far above most they appear almost cognitively ill-functioning. Or say the aggressive accelerationist types who think they can see the forest from the trees, how it all aligns, and the collapse is inevitable, so get it the hell on over with so we can start building from these still glowing embers. One thing I'll say about these types, they sure as hell aren't boring. Cheers for watching once again, I apologize for nothing.